I am Neil Edwards, and this is the Leadership Range, where we elevate the voices of Black and Brown coaches, leaders, and allies, and have soulful conversations about all things at the intersections of leadership, relationships and teams, well-being, and inclusion. Here I offer deep insights and practical tips for work and life. Imagine there is a universal adversary for all social and emotional harm between people. All people. The exact same enemy for all of us. Annihilation of the enemy from the planet requires everyone to engage. Nobody is exempt. Everyone is responsible. Participation won't cost anyone their life. Nobody dies as a result. Nobody loses a limb. There is no damage, no harm at all. None whatsoever. Everyone has the solution. It's just a matter of putting it to effective use and committing to work. My corporate, global, and societal work exposes me to a vast range of people and cultures, and although there are differences in how people live and work, there are universalities. I use competencies and tools that make a difference no matter who I'm working with. Thousands of people and thousands of hours. Corporate professionals, emerging young leaders, and senior leaders, all of them, all the same. In my work, which is mostly in business, I see this universal adversary all the time. Whenever there is opportunity to weaken it, there is opportunity to improve business results and enhance life. Enhance relationships between people. The value of minimizing or ultimately annihilating this enemy is priceless. Priceless in business, individual lives, and priceless in society. Of course, I'm going to reveal this enemy. It is not a secret. It might surprise you, though. I'm also going to share the ideal solution. Again, not a secret, but perhaps a surprise. One of the biggest problems we have harming business, society, and individuals is bigotry in various forms. It is an impediment to creativity, innovation, and change. It is damaging to the planet. It produces and reproduces societal and relational conflicts. It creates suffering. It damages and destroys life. Ironically, by attacking and defending life. The universal solution must oppose the enemy, not by attacking, but by perpetuating life through life-affirming attitudes, thoughts, and behaviors. I know many Leadership Range listeners have interest in diversity and inclusion and anti-racism, so I'm going to use it as a context. You may have heard me say in the past that there is not a single successful corporate diversity and inclusion program based on 1, the outcomes corporations state they're going for, and 2, the facts in diversity and inclusion data reports. They have failed, they are failing, and people continue to suffer as a result, including those who make a lot of money, because jobs, paychecks, and wealth are not the solution. The universal enemy is self-ignorance. The solution is love. Self-ignorance produces ego suffering and is destructive to life. Love creates, perpetuates, and affirms life. Racism is dehumanizing, is an impediment to business, society, and individuals. It produces suffering. It destroys life. Racism and white supremacy are born out of self-ignorance and have been reproduced and reinforced over time through ego suffering. The only rational responses and solutions are loving responses. Responses that look internally at the shadows of racism within us and the structures of racism produced by us on the outside. In some of the wisdom traditions, it is called being a spiritual warrior. In my work as a coactive leader, it is called a dedication to life. In my relationship systems intelligence work, we might call it lion's roar. You get to make of it what you will. As for me and my work in the world, whether I am working with organizations or leaders on leadership development, elevation of relationships and teams, enhancing well-being, or inclusion, I choose and invite the courageous souls interested in fighting self-ignorance and ego suffering with loving responses. Now, you may be thinking there's no room for love at work. I invite you to rethink your thinking and challenge you because there's nothing at work, almost nothing at work, where a loving response would not add value. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Leadership Range. If you enjoyed the episode, I invite you to peruse the others for more great conversations. If you know someone you think ought to be on the podcast, please send me an email at neil@neiledwardscoaching.com. To connect with me, you can find me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/nedwards07. I look forward to you joining in for more conversations each Monday on The Leadership Range.